Now the Prime Minister doesn't want just the crown. He wants the prince's woman, the future Queen Hwee-ju, at any cost. And so, the preview for episodes 11 and 12 of Perfect Crown may have revealed one of the most unlikely, perverse, and cruel alliances in the history of K-dramas. Little by little, everything finally starts to make sense. And if before we were just as shocked as Hwee-ju when we realized that Min Jang-woo, that same prime minister who so many times said he loved her, is actually the great swindler behind the entire plot, now everything carries even more weight. As she realizes this, when she sees him walking through the palace without showing any expression of affection, completely ignoring the woman he once claimed to love, we understand that, at that moment he already believed he had won, thinking he had finally taken Prince Ehan's life. But at the same time that this revelation already shocks us, we are even more surprised by the possible identity of the masked man, the one who appears being taken to the police station. This man, who according to the preview of the final episodes, is the main suspect in starting the criminal fire that almost took the life of Prince Ehan, the future king of the nation, may be hiding an even darker secret. The most terrifying part is that this same masked man may also have been responsible, years earlier, for taking the life of another monarch, the former king, repeating exactly the same cruel method to attack the crown. And his identity may, in fact, shock an entire nation of fans, who at this moment are demanding justice after so many attacks against the royal family. Because yes, that man may actually be the priest, as many of you commented here. The same priest who is always silent, listening to confessions, appearing in strange moments, and seeming like just a secondary character. Now, he becomes the greatest accomplice in a project that, apparently, had been planned for years. So we realize just how low these men could sink, hiding behind faith to carry out the greatest conspiracy in the kingdom. And as if this news alone were not already shocking enough, it was revealed in an interview by the production that someone is going to lose their life. Everything points to the Prime Minister being the true villain, possibly the mastermind behind the king's death and dark events, such as the fire and the sabotage car. He seeks the throne, believing that power will win Hwee-ju's love. And now he declares open war against the crown. If before we thought the queen and her father were in control of the actions, now we realize they are nothing more than puppets in the hands of this man who literally hid in the shadows. And when we hear this same prime minister order all loose ends to be cut after discovering that Ehan is alive and conscious, and we are stunned by the prince's triumphant entrance in the palace, we understand that he wants to eliminate his weakest link. Now that the priest has been discovered, knowing all his secrets, he cannot remain alive. He must be eliminated so that no one learns of his terrible sins, which, by irony of fate, were all witnessed by that very same priest. At the same time, the revelation that someone is going to lose their life shocks us even more. After all, there is now a war inside the palace. And while Min Jang-woo shows his true dark side and attacks the prince and princess using the queen dowager and her father, on the other hand, we know that Ehan and Hwee-ju are no longer alone. And this may be the turning point we were all waiting for. Their redemption came through this unexpected love that suddenly appeared. And so, this man and this new woman now gather practically an army to fight by their side. A regretful father, who thought he could convince his daughter to walk away from the status she was born into for money. A brother who now sees in his younger sister his greatest inspiration, and a little subject worthy of his majesty. That little king who may have transformed his mother forever by speaking hard truths to her despite his young age. And also the greatest and most loyal subject of the future king. Who do you think will win this true battle? What do you expect for the ending of the drama? Who do you think will lose their life in this war that has broken out in the palace? As for me, I hope for an ending where the advisors can marry and be happy, where Ehan and Hwee-ju finally become king and queen of a kingdom where the palace is a better place to live. I hope the little prince becomes the new Grand Duke of the nation, helping the future princes born from this union, and that all the scum, the jealous snake, her father, and the prime minister, pay dearly for all their crimes. And you, what do you expect for the ending of Perfect Crown? Leave your opinion here in the comments, because I really want to know. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our content about K-dramas.